Okay, so how long should I fast for? Because technically, I haven't eaten since last night.
Right.
And it's all been for the Lord. And so, is that good enough?
If that was a true statement, then sure, that's great.
I mean, everything I do is for the Lord.
There we go. I like it, Nate. I like it. There we go.
Boom.
Boom. Roasted. All right. So, yeah. So now in this day and time when Jesus is speaking about fasting,
mm-hmm.
So remember the days for Jews was going from sundown to
they
sundown.
were different.
Mm-hmm. And so
that's why Jesus was only in there for 2 days.
When they let's talk about that later. All right. Yeah. And so, but when they were fasting most often from sundown to sundown. So they actually were never fasting a full, like the way we view a day, right?
They cheated.
Well, not they were cheating, but let's say on like what would have been, it'd be like it's the equivalent of us. Let's say we're going to fast on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
If we say we're fasting on Thursday, we would just not eat on Thursday, right?
Wait, when God made everything, was His days like our days, or were they like Jew days?
Okay. Well, that's actually really interesting. So can I read that real quick? I know it's a little bit of a tangent. So this is what he says at almost the end of everything. So when he creates the earth, for example, right? He says at the end of that, he says, there was an evening and there was a morning one day. Same thing when he talks about the waters, okay? Very end, so verse 8, evening came and then morning, the second day. And so the way that the Jews are reading this, what's that?
It's so confusing.
Yeah, so the way the Jews are reading this is that evening comes, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the morning after. But when that evening comes, that's like the beginning of that next day. So that's the way they would interpret that.
All right, fasting.
Yeah, and so when if I say I'm fasting on Thursday, generally what I mean by that is I'm not going to eat, breakfast, lunch, or dinner on Thursday.
Right.
Okay. For a Jew, it would be like for them, they would say, all right, we're not going to eat dinner one night.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to eat breakfast or lunch what we would call the following day, but then they would eat dinner.
That seems easier.
Yeah, and so that actually was 100%. And that actually was a means of individuals, that was their methods of fasting.
That's less total time not eating.
Yeah, well, you're still going the 24 hours.
Right, but we would go longer than that if we did it our way because we won't eat the entire time we're asleep.
Right.
For the first 8 hours.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, 100%.
So they do it better.
Yes.
The Jews are better at everything. They should control our whole lives.
Some people think they do, but whatever.
And be involved in all politics and industry.
Right, yeah. But
entertainment.
Anyway, all right.
God, I love the Jews.
I know you do. It's
so much.
I know. And so oh boy. All right. So But when you would, when you look back at church fathers through the ages, a lot of them would fast 2 days a week. And that's the way they would fast, is the way, from sundown to sundown.
From dinner to 2 dinners from now.
Yeah.
And then start eating again.
Yeah.
That's easier.
Yeah. It's because you're never going what we would consider, you're never going a full day, even though you are going 24 hours.
Right.
It is I think
if they fasted for 2 days, they would go for a full 24
Yeah,
hours.
well, they would fast they would have like a fast day on like a Tuesday and then a fast day like on a Friday.
Oh.
So they were fasting not in consecutive days.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
You just got to not eat dinner, and then when you wake up, you just can't eat till later.
Yeah, till sundown.
That's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy. Whatever.
Okay, so
that's good.
Yeah.
For Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Except they were Jewish.
Yeah, so when you were asking how long should we fast?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one means of fasting if you're going to fast for just 24 hours, okay? But then obviously we see fasts that go much longer than that. And so, and there are individuals that will fast for 3 days, or they'll fast for, a week, and then, a month, and then, up to 40 days. And so I think that it depends on what you're fasting for, like the reason behind your fasting. And so, and earlier I said a lot of times people will fast for spiritual discipline purposes, for the relationship with the Lord, but there are occasions in which we do fast corporately together, or maybe just individually, because of events that are happening. And so, in other words, there may be a national crisis, okay? And so people choose to fast for that, okay? And you see this through the Old Testament with Israel, the whole country, the whole nation, rather, would be called to fast, okay? So you see that. And
so it's those types of events, not like whatever you want.
Yeah, or it could be, I said individual because it could be you've got a family member that is, maybe they're going through a hard time, or maybe there's a physical illness or a situation, and so you're fasting for them.